Hello and welcome back to Foos Entertainment for my last review of the 1989 list of films in our three favorite franchises. And that would be Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. Now, the first thing I could say off of my opinion of this movie off bat is the name. Why is this film called The Revenge of Michael Myers? Michael Myers does not get revenge on anybody in this movie. I would have named the movie say something like Halloween 5, The Haunting Connection, or something like that actually related to the plot of the movie. Well, let's get my opinion first, of course, of the movie that goes beyond just the title. First off, this movie is the most unsuccessful Halloween movie of them all. Even more unsuccessful in its grosses at the box office than Halloween The Curse of Michael Myers was, which was not all that much of a success as well. You're going to love this. I like this movie. I actually like this movie. As a matter of fact, I'll just downright say it. I think that my three favorite Halloween movies in this order, because they go so well together: Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers; Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers; and Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers. Why? Because I don't know why everybody, literally everybody out there, pay attention to the movies. Pay attention. Can't stress this enough. If you pay attention to 1978's Halloween, and you pay attention to 1981's Halloween 2, and not just pay attention to Michael Myers killing people, but pay attention to the plot of the movies, you will find out that, yes, even in those movies, it is discussed that some unknown supernatural force of some kind that has to do with the pagan rituals and mythologies of Halloween are behind his madness, and that's why he kills people. It's explained in the first two fucking movies. Sorry, I just had to vent on that. Because now we're going into the territory of the two Halloween movies, starting with Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers, and Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers, to where the reason why people hate these movies is because they play off of something that already existed in the movies. That supernatural forces to do with the holiday of Halloween and the traditions of Halloween are the reason that Michael Myers kills people. And I'm sorry, and I'll say it again. It's discussed in it's just discussed in the first two fucking movies. All you haters out there on this movie in Halloween 6. Pay attention. That's all I ask. If you watch those movies, pay attention. It's discussed in those. Alright. Why do I like Halloween 5? I like Halloween 5 because there's so much interesting stuff that goes on Halloween 5. Halloween 5, one of the things I love about Halloween 5 is you have a telekinesis connection between Michael Myers and Jamie Lloyd. And I just love how they play off of that. So in other words, Michael Myers can see the world through Jamie's eyes, and Jamie can see the world through Michael's eyes. And I definitely love how that plays back and forth, and how Jamie can manipulate Michael, how Michael can manipulate Jamie. And Michael sure as hell does manipulate the hell out of Jamie in this movie. And taunts her a lot in the movie, from the very get-go at the beginning of the film. I also like how this right here, I think that at the time in 1989, they really should have given Danielle Harris a Oscar for her performance in this movie. It is really, really good. For a child actor, for a child actress to do that much acting in a movie when she is like 12 years old is amazing. I mean, she pretty much plays like the action hero of the movie in a way too. I mean, there's a climax of the film. The last person that she's trying to save, who is this friend of her sister, Rachel from her previous film. His name is Tina. He's like, leave her alone. Here, come here, and he'll taunting Michael to go after her. I thought that was like very brave and stuff like that. I mean, the work that Danielle Harris does in this movie Jamie Lloyd is just exquisite. A lot of good stuff going on in that performance, and it's very real. And something that I really also liked about the movie, and this was actually intentional from the director. He wanted us, the audience, to feel something for every single character in this movie, and he definitely did that. And this was a first-time director from another country, I might add, and he did a brilliant job. Let's go on to the premise of the film because we're at 6 minutes and 40 seconds already. This takes place 1 year after the events of Halloween 4. So it actually goes well along with 1988 going to 1989. So it's one of the few films that does that in any franchise. Jamie Lloyd is in a childhood clinic. She is now mute. She can't talk anymore because the shock and trauma, all that stuff has taken this toll, and she can't talk anymore. She's now a mute child. She's been having seizures and violent, full body shakes and conditionary problems of traumatic trauma. And they get worse is Michael Myers gets nursed back to health, and that's something right else is. There's something else right there that makes this make a lot of cool and a lot of sense for the Halloween movies. Like everybody always assumes that Michael's supernatural. Yes and no. If you actually pay attention, again, here I go with pay attention again. All right. It doesn't take a lot of using your brain to figure out that he got burned at the end of Halloween 2. And then we find out he's in a sanatorium at the beginning of Halloween 4, getting transferred to Spence Grove Sanitarium. Sanatorium, they mean the same thing, so it's two different ways of saying the same word. Basically, it doesn't take a lot up here to find out that, he was treated for his burns. All right, people. If you pay attention to the very beginning of Halloween 5, Michael Myers is next to being dead when some mountain man, he lives out in the wilderness, takes him in and treats him for his wounds. And then 1 year later, after being treated for his wounds, he gets up, puts his mask back on, and kills the mountain man and makes his way back to Hanfield. My point. He does not die in any of these freaking movies. He almost dies and gets the medical expertise he requires not to die. I have to put that out. Not a lot of people know that. I pay attention to everything in a movie when I watch it. At least I try to. Now let's go on to the next part of the premise, of course. Okay. He makes his way back to Hanfield. He starts killing teenagers again. And he's very smart about his selection. He only, first he kills Rachel. And then he goes ahead and finds out where Jamie is. And then kills all the other people close to Jamie. Well, not really anybody. To be told, actually, take it back. There's not really much killing in this movie, is there? All right, take it back. He kills Tina's boyfriend, so he can masquerade as Tina's boyfriend, so he can get closer to Jamie. Then kills Tina's friends to wreak havoc with the police. So he's all a mind fuck game with Jamie. He wants to screw around with Jamie and play Dr. Loomis in the police for fools. Meanwhile, all this is going on. You also have this mysterious man who we never see. He was connected somehow to some sort of cult that's helping Michael. It's all part of this Halloween mythology. And pretty much at the end of the movie, Jamie and Dr. Loomis go ahead and captate Michael. Tranquilizers, playing him for a fool, my fucking him. And then they go ahead and get him taken into custody. Taken into custody. And right after he's taken into custody, getting ready to be transferred to a federal maximum security prison, that mysterious man shows up with a submachine gun and kills everybody, and Michael escapes, and you see Jamie looking at the carnage, and she's like, no. And that's how the movie ends. Now on to audio and video quality. This one is very nostalgic, just like the previous films. This one has a much more of a darker, warmer temperatures than even the last one. But it plays very well into the atmosphere of the movie. And that's all I can say about it. Lots of warms, lots of deep blacks, all that type of stuff in this movie. Audio. This was recorded in ultra stereo like the previous film, but unlike the previous film, this one has a lot to pack in a punch when it comes to the sound. There's a massive amount of surround effects in this movie. Again, it seems like maybe in 1989 they did a much better job of ultra stereo selected movies or something, because so far we have now 2 movies to where, say, recorded with ultra stereo surround, just like you had in 1988 with the previous installments of the 2 franchises, with being Friday the 13th in Halloween, the Friday the 13th Part 8 in Halloween 5, the ultra stereo tracks being modified into 5.1 DTS HD master audio tracks pack a punch. There's a lot of directional effects in this movie. There's insane amount of dramatic, exciting effects in the surround mixes. The subwoofer has a lot of good use. This is a very solid source track. I actually very much enjoyed it. And for anyone I offended at the beginning of this review, I did not mean to do that. I did that more for theatrics. This part of my entertaining you reviewing these movies is not to be taken personally. But I still think that everybody should pay more attention to movies, yes. Because it is very much explained that the mythologies in the traditions in the spiritual realms of Halloween are the reason why Michael kills people. It was explained in the first movie and the second movie. And I just think people shouldn't hate on Halloween 5 and 6 because that's there more. I think it's a good thing that it's there more. It's something that should have never vanished, and that's something that I feel happened with the films that come after Halloween 6 with H2O and Resurrection, and Rob Zombie's disastrous remakes. Although I will somewhat defend the first Rob Zombie movie, no, I'm not going to be defending the second, and I would be barely defending the first Rob Zombie movie because I think both of them should never have been made in the first place. And I thought that they changed direction way too much. But we'll get to those much later. But I hope you guys enjoyed my first real rant towards people hating on a movie when they shouldn't. I haven't done that for a while. I think it was with Fright Night Remake I did that. Well, that's all I have to say for this one. I will see you guys next time for my review of Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare.